Did you know there was a secret subway in New York City built before the one we use today? It was invented by Alfred Ely Beach all the way back in 1870, a full 34 years before New York's first subway opened. At the time, the roads of New York were full of horse-drawn carts that clogged the streets and caused near constant traffic that was choking the streets, quite literally. All those feet and horses and wheels were kicking up so much dust that it was super unpleasant and super unhealthy. Not to mention all the manure speckling the street. Clearly, New York needed a new way to move people around the city. Enter Alfred Ely Beach, an inventor who came up with a plan that would solve the issue once and for all. Underground trains! Beach's design didn't use steam power like a normal train in his day. Instead, it used a giant fan to suck and blow a circular railcar back and forth through an almost airtight tunnel, like a pneumatic tube. There was just one problem. He needed permission from the city to start digging. This should have been no big deal, but the building permit would need to be signed by a particularly corrupt politician named William Boss Tweed, who made tons of money on trains and horse-drawn buses in NYC. Beach knew that Tweed would never okay a project that would lose money for him and his cohorts, so he hatched a plan. He told officials his design was an underground mail delivery system. Beach's plan worked. He snuck the permit past Boss Tweed, who signed it without a second thought. Now, with his documents in hand, our sneaky inventor was finally able to start building in secret. A small crew began digging a giant tunnel deep beneath Broadway in the heart of Manhattan, all under the cover of night. The whole thing was a covert operation. Beach even rented an abandoned building to hide all the dirt out of sight. The press eventually caught wind of the secret project, but Beach and his team steamed full speed ahead. Just 58 days after breaking ground, the tunnel was complete. On March 1st, 1870, crowds of people showed up to see the grand opening of New York's very first underground railway. It cost 25 cents to go just one block. The station was lined with white bricks and had a large, lavish fountain full of goldfish. Inside, the train was quite elegant. There was upholstered furniture, chandeliers, and even a grand piano. In its first year of operation, the train received more than 400,000 passengers. That was great, but there was still one big problem looming. A certain corrupt politician who was furious he'd been hoodwinked by the guy plastered all over the news. Tweed tanked any attempts to expand the railway line for over a year, until all his double dealing started to catch up with him. Eventually, he was arrested and Beach was finally able to expand his subway. But then, an even bigger problem arose. A stock market crash. Almost overnight, Beach's investors panicked and disappeared. Just like that, the first true inventor of the New York subway found himself out of money and out of business. The once grand subway was quietly closed, sealed off, and eventually forgotten. It was almost 40 years before the tunnel was rediscovered with the subway station and train in almost perfect condition. So next time you're riding in a screeching subway car next to a puddle of suspicious-looking liquid, just remember, it could have been so much fancier.